Are they wearing clothes and stuff?
Yes.
Can I use forensics to look at the clothes and everything and also try to see when they were put in here? And what state they were in when they went in as well?
With the boy, you think he was probably a little scared. He wasn't in a good state of mind, but just sad, not forced.
I see.
No sign of conflict.
Interesting.
Noel and Cinder?
At this point, I've taken my rightfully owned tank of liquid. It is mine, and I want to look at the interfaces for stasis tanks.
You can now see that the one for Logan has been opened, no shit. Other than that, you would have to ask more specifically. You can check for the dates if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, can I get the dates of when they were sealed?
Not too long after the apocalypse had happened. So you think, because you had seen the footage as well, these are those very first people who came out of the pods.
There's no butler, right?
No.
Would there be any system in place to check their not just their vitals, but like...
Laura, you think, has a very intense case of locked-in syndrome.
What's locked-in syndrome?
You get input from the world outside. You have no way of moving your body or using anything on your body to interact with the outside. But she can definitely see, hear, and feel.
It looks like one of these is still kind of alive to some degree.
Huh.
I'm not sure how useful this will be, but if you get hungry.
We have food. Cinder is going to go check out Amelia and then Dad.
You see Amelia in one of the sets of clothes that were missing, the mother's set of clothes. If you remember, there were 6 sets missing. The mother herself is wearing another one of the missing sets of clothes, and the father's there as well.
Yeah, I'm taking that father out.
Opens up. You see the father there with the gun and the vest. And Artemis, you could quickly notice bits of fabric and pieces of paper. This was the very first person to bring out all those papers using the pod. And you believe that this guy was the one doing all the welding.
Cool.
And Cinder, do you take off the vest and the gun?
Yep.
There's 7 pods, right?
There are 7 pods, yes. 2 of them are empty.
The whole family's in there, except the butler's obviously not. So why is the 7?
And the dog isn't there either.
Ah, the dog. Is it like a dog pod? It's a special dog pod?
No, all of the pods seem to be the same. Nothing is connected to them. It's literally just a pod in which you get in, close it. And the baby is just basically in the middle of a pod that's very big as well.
I really want to find out where the butler is, or what's happened to the butler.
So Chico and the others in there.
I'm going to still look at everything that Emilia has collected here. Any pattern to the things she collected? Did she just collect random things, especially from the other rooms?
First of all, she started to bring back whatever could look like achievements from school. At first, just those that had belonged to her. Later, you think her sanity drops further and she just brings on those that belong to other people regardless. And the ones that she does bring of her own, you don't think are earned when she brings them. She was, you think, going to school when it was already the apocalypse. Then there are checkpoints at which the writings note that, for example, mother now values me so much or father values me so much. Now I am able to access this, access that. That's where you think lots of the things were brought to this room. And yeah.
Looking at the items here in her current mutated form, is there anything in this room that might be very valuable to her that she hasn't taken up?
You think any bit and piece could be that way?
I will pick up one of the trophies with her name on it. She really likes leaving traps behind for us. What if we left a trap of our own for her?
What do you have in mind, lovely?
You seem to be collecting explosives, and I think she might want to fetch one of her rewards.
Not a bad idea at all. I have C4.
Noel?
Okay, so I want to go to the office. I want to just go inspect the precision station.
You see that there are laser carving tools, maps, and blueprints of things that were handmade. And it almost feels like something along the lines of a hobby table to you. And there is a collar on the table and an amplifier. You think the amplifier would be connected to the collar, but you don't know what the collar does or how it even functions.
Am I able to tell what the blueprints are with my engineering knowledge?
You check, and the blueprints seem to have been made based on products that have been purchased. From the names, you might recognize some of these devices, and you think it's a very, high-class item that some rich people might get for their dogs. And should they have a chip in their head, this could help them actually communicate with their pet on a basic level.
So is Alice gonna get it or Plant Dog?
Right. Wait. Okay. I want to fucking grab a set of them.
Cinder.
After, getting the vest and the gun, inspect Amelia just to see what she has in her pod, and she's going to inspect the mother as well.
With Amelia, you can clearly see that she seems to have a sort of notebook, a sort of diary. You think this is one of the unharmed ones, and she has herself a pen. That seems to be her only belonging other than one of the sets of dresses on her that seemed to be missing out of the 6 sets that you remember missing from the mother's closet.
Yeah, I'm going to open that one.
Will be opened as well, and in the mother's pod, you don't notice anything specific. She seems to have markings around her hands, around her fingers, cuticles, and even around her wrist of nervously fiddling or scratching.
Does she think that Mrs. Trahments is awake within the pod, or she would have to be pulled out first to be aware?
From what Noel and Artemis had told her, that would be only if she is first awakened.
I'm not touching that pod.
Suchiko and Cinder.
I want to go to the baby's room number 6. And what can I learn about the missing baby items? What kind of creature or person might have taken them?
You think it definitely was a person taking them, but other than that, no clues. There are no anomalies.
Also, is there anything in the room to remind me of the person who was attacked by Emilia before RT?
Matching fingerprints of the most common fingerprint found inside the butler room on the, mummy bags that you found, the one that was used up there, and also here on the trolley and such.
Okay, thank you.
Almost all of you can hear this. The place shakes a little more this time because the quake barriers are closed and the chandeliers in the hallway sway side to side.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, I felt it too.
And Artemis?
I'm trying to remember if there were any interfaces in this room or not that I could look at.
The stasis room?
Yes.
The general intercom station that's in almost every room, and the chip mail section that is in almost every room.
I'll look at the chip mail system.
You look at the chip mail system, it seems to be for the delivery of different chips to and from pods, to and from the security room for security purposes. And you also know that it also connects to some of the rooms upstairs and also to the doorway. And you think that it's been used at the doorway. Not so long ago, before you guys got out of the pods, there was an entry of a chip through the doorway. So you think 2 requests were done, one of them a physical chip, one of them some data. The data has reached the pods, but the chip has gotten stuck somewhere in the basement.
The main doorway?
The doorway to the house. So, first floor.
Which we've not been to yet.
Yeah.
Interesting. And we're in the basement right now, aren't we?
You're in the shelter.
If I go upstairs again, I don't remember where Amelia was regarding the room. We would have had to go past her, but I could still get upstairs, can't I?
Yeah, every time that you had seen her, she was very far away from the boiler room. So you guys can go through the vents and reach the boiler room. Noli boy.
Right, so I want to start going back towards the stasis.
You're there.
I want to check the mother's ones again. So why can't we open it?
You can open it.
Yeah, I want to open it. I want to put the animal communication fucking collar on it. I have a fucking big brain. That's the half a joint technique.
No, I knew as soon as he saw that, he was going to bring it in here.
The collar is active.
So anyone with a chip can communicate, right?
Yeah, if the chip was activated and her eyes open, moving, but nothing else.
I have a chip in the brain.
Yes, it's on standby.
Yes, can I turn on the chip in my brain? I'll tell Noel as well that I'm doing this. Let him know.
First of all, you start to get that very faint garlicky smell, and from upstairs, but everyone else hears them as well. They're coming from the stairway, and you think power tools are being used on the stairway.
Do I have the chip?
You actually have a non-admin chip as well, yes.
Can I activate as well?
Yep. You smell that same garlicky smell as well, and you have a variety of choices to connect to. Like, it's just lots of data flowing into both of your brains, but the security systems and the more important stuff can only be connected to Artemis, who's in Norman Trahments' body. You're in Lara Trahments' body. You can, however, connect to the dog collar.
Can I give him admin permissions and shit?
I was gonna say, can I use my hacking skill yet?
But can Artemis just give admin permission?
Before I decide this, will my neck explode if I fail?
No.
Will your neck explode?
Still attempt to hack it then? There's no danger.
Yes, yeah.
Again, data starts flowing into your mind. You know now there's a second admin.
Nice. High five the second admin.
Yeah, can I see active users on the system?
Yep. You just see Norman Trahment and yourself. By the way, the collar is basically labeled Asher's collar.
Right, so I'm just gonna ping Artemis. You okay? Instantly.
Artemis responds, why are you into it?
The urge to start mic spamming the chat. I'm gonna start playing bass boosted music through the headset. Through the neural link.
Your two admins just messing with one another. And reply from the mother is a bit hard to understand at first.
Through all the music.
At first, a bit of hesitance. Then what you can interpret as a request for help and also confusion. So it would translate to, are you here to save us? Where am I? What's going on?
Do you need saving? I'll ask. Are you in danger?
Again, you see the eyes moving, and the collar itself automatically sends a signal to all of you that bladder full and hunger, so needing to be fed. Right then and there, she starts urinating.
Aww.
Right, so I'm gonna take a step back from the stasis tank. And just gonna kind of wave my hand around in front of her and communicate through the link that I can see her.
One of the cinders will just kind of kneel down beside the mother and stay away from the pee, but just be there as a reassuring person, put her hand on her shoulder and just be like, we're here.
You do both feel a sudden wave of comfort wash over her. So the signals being sent seem to be a bit less distressed once Cinder starts interacting with her.
Is Artemis able to tell if she knows Cinder? Like, is it familiarity as well?
There's familiarity with it being her daughter.
The other cinder is going to start looking through the journal.
Yeah, so it's a rescue diary, and the gist of it is that they had come out of the pods, and she was worried that the crew, unlike what they expected, weren't there to meet her. She notes her worries about the fact that the system was on lockdown and every door was locked. She seems to show gratitude for her father's strength and will and also skills, opening each door with the power tools. She seems to express concern when her father tries to rig the system to open the stairway, then notes bad memories of the father getting slightly hurt trying to go up the stairway. A feeling of uncertainty is then expressed with both the fact that the father had taken down the cameras and also with the fact that the father was not telling them what was up there, instead just reassuring them with, the fact that they have to go into the pods and they will be rescued. And also, if you have any questions about details, by the way, all of these can go much more in depth.
Does it say how the father was injured with the stairs?
She seems to express the fact that the father would not show them and just say it's okay, but he was bleeding.
Does it say anywhere in there of different areas he tried to get to? And, was there anything that we haven't seen yet that is written?
It seems to not really care much about the areas as much as just noting that he went for the crucial places first and whatever they needed in order to survive for a little while.
Right. Okay. That Cinder is going to just kind of pocket the pen and the notebook, and she's going to do just a more deep look, just in case there's anything they've missed.
You find a ring that seems to have been broken due to impact. Seems like a very expensive wedding ring, and it's under the pod in which the mother, Laura Trahments, is.
Is the mother wearing a ring?
Nope. And her finger does seem scarred as if it hit something very hard.
Oh. I'll go ahead and grab a hold of that as well, and just kind of show the group and point to her hand.
I'm wondering if it's worth using any perks, like ACT, for example, on her to let her know, oh yeah, it's all under control, you're safe, we've got this handled, but without directly saying, like, yeah, we're security.
Definitely. She seems to be very desperate to believe such a thing, so it's very easy for you. You comfort her even further, but she seems to question you, Cinder. You're not Amelia. Who are you?
Wait, aren't I stood in front of her as her right now?
Hopefully she didn't know
You
such
took a
shit.
step back. She didn't actually look at you.
I'm gonna just turn to Cinder and tell her that she's pretty much starving to death right now, and it's your job to cook, as I remember.
He doesn't tell her what he said, just be like,
No.
"Yeah, cook
I'm
that
like, she
bitch
wants
some
something to
food."
eat, bro. She's hungry. Like, she said she wants waffles.
She'll get what we have.
Can I use bluff again? And like pretending that I have medical knowledge and being like, you're hallucinating, we're going to get you some food and we're going to try to stabilize you. You're in safe hands.
Your Succs are enough to comfort her. Yeah, she believes you again for comfort. And she is, however, disregarding lots of the details around her because of that, thinking she just needs to wait.
Cinder's gonna almost go off and do it, and then just kind of stop and think for a second and say, she's not gonna be able to eat by herself. She's gonna choke, and she's gonna aspirate.
If you have veterinary knowledge, surely you know how to force feed an animal and therefore a human, right? What do brain dead people eat?
They have IVs, and they have things that go directly into their stomach.
You think that 30 points of your medical values that you have in this shelter right now would probably just go to using the medic station as a dynamic IV for her life support.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Sachiko and Cinder.
So you mentioned that there was noise coming from the staircase, yes?
Yep.
Sachiko thinks that Emilia, for some reason, could hear her saying that we are going to kill her, and she's trying to break down the barrier on the stairs to come down and attack head on. And she tries to communicate that to the Cinder using her body language.
Yeah, Cinder will nod. She is pretty adept at sign.
She goes to the pod rooms and number 7, and she looks at the situation more carefully.
First of all, you know that the papers that were on the ground here, obviously were in this room. Lots of the papers that you read were from the pod room. Up, there is the palace-like corridor. There's the blood on the ground that you discovered the vent through. Down, container where you think the pods would get their biomaterial and such refilled. There are the pods. There are 4 of them.
Can Sachiko climb into the father's pods?
Yeah, of course.
So can I ask for items to be brought down?
It seems like there was, the privilege to get items from anywhere, but that seems to have been changed from another computer, as if someone banned you from doing so.
Okay. Number 1, I can't try to get the backpack down from that elevator shaft.
No. Those are actually shown as broken elevators, as if there's an obstruction.
Yeah, and Cinder already tried that, remember?
So what I want to do in the pod is to check the status of the library.
The library, first of all, is on the 2nd floor, from what you can see, and it is said to be breached and unsafe. You think that it's been overfilled, by the way, beyond what the interface was prepared for. If there were shelves that were automated, now there's like lots of books and different items crammed into them that weren't supposed to be there.
Okay, I guess I get out.
You see when you are out, Cinder already has the axe like turned on and ready, just kind of in front of where Sachiko is. Like,
So is her back to Suchiko?
yes.
She slaps her ass.